Hello.
Hi, Mr. Douglas. How are you?
Good. Who's this?
This is David Comstock. I serve as counsel for Dan Kasaris, and the lawsuits have been filed against him by Mr. Viola.
Mm-hmm.
He asked that I give you a call.
Okay.
I guess the first question I have for you is: have you read the the court's decision in 2015 in the United States versus Viola that addresses all of the arguments that Mr. Viola has been raising about whether witnesses perjured themselves or anything else, where they go through and reject each of Mr. Viola's claims?
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
So in your reporting, you're going to certainly acknowledge that Mr. Viola's discussions about witnesses recanting testimony or people not being truthful and all those other things that Mr. Viola has been spewing about, claiming he was wrongfully prosecuted, you're going to note that that the courts have absolutely rejected all of his arguments.
I will note that courts have rejected that judge has, yes.
Well, do you have any evidence that suggests that the court opinion is absolutely wrong when they say that from the prosecutorial standpoint, that half the events that Mr. Viola claims happened well after his conviction and wouldn't have had any impact on it whatsoever? If you read the opinion, it absolutely rejects.
I need you to understand something here about the piece I'm writing.
Yep.
It is not a piece focused on the vindication and innocence of Tony Viola.
Okay.
I'm highlighting extremely disturbing and confirmed instances of prosecutorial misconduct, and the story of Dawn Pasella.
Okay, so give me what, and again, if you read that opinion, for example, when you talk about Dawn, the court addresses that. It specifically addresses the alleged spying by Dawn Pasella in its opinion. It addresses the alleged perjured testimony regarding prosecution. It talks about issues of the use of Clover's testimony. It talks. It's the things that you're.
Yes, I understand the rulings. I understand it. I'm still going to be publishing everything that I have confirmed and spoken to people about, and I am going to amplify their allegations and let everyone know what I have found through the course of an investigation.
As long as you know that. Here's the point. You say that you've confirmed that, but the underlying fact. I'm giving you notice that the claims that these people are making have no factual support. None. Zero. I can allege that you robbed a store, and just because I said that to you and I'm a source, if what I accuse somebody of is not true, and you've been told it's not true, and you don't investigate to see if there are actual supporting facts for the allegations, that's an issue. Just because somebody alleges something doesn't mean it's true. And that's what I'm telling you. You need to do a complete investigation to make sure that there are underlying facts to support what you're claiming. I know I've already put you on notice, for example, about the issue of the police turning the eye on Dan Kasaris' brother and what Kelly Patrick alleges.
Wait a minute, I'm confused. I've never spoken to you about Kelly Patrick or that story at all.
You haven't, but I have sent you a letter.
No. Where did you send that letter?
It would have been to your email address and to your website. I sent you a letter that says that this information is false, and while we certainly recognize your right to publish pursuant to the First Amendment rights, You do not have a right and are subject to liability for those things that you report that are false or that you should have known are false. And so this, if you didn't get this letter, this is your warning that if you do not have facts to support any of the allegations, and you're relying on people who've been ruled vexatious litigators or who have filed claims that have absolutely no proof or facts, including, I hope you've watched the video of Kelly Patrick and her ex-husband.
No one has ever provided this video.
Have you asked for it?
Yes. I've been told that it exists. I haven't been sent it yet.
What's that?
I've been told it exists and no one can get it to me.
Have you asked for it yourself?
Yes.
Who have you asked?
Those who told me that they have it.
Well, who is that?
I'll go back and look through it.
Because if you publish the stories, I'm telling you right now, you have the right to publish under the First Amendment any cases of which you have factual support. I'm a huge believer in the First Amendment. I support it altogether. But if you report cases or you make statements that you do not have evidence of, and I'm telling you right now that the information that you have is absolutely false. I read the first article that you wrote. It based upon the information. I don't agree with it. I think a lot of it's wrong, but you wouldn't have knowledge of the fact that the information is 100% false. So I'm telling you right now, read that opinion. Understand there's zero factual support for the allegations that are raised, and please, please, please verify independently all of the facts that you are going to write about. Because if you don't, and I'm telling you, I'm putting you on notice, that if you write things that you should have investigated and are not true, and you cannot support them, you are subject to, under the First Amendment to whatever claims might result. So don't just rely on a couple people telling you it's true, especially people that have been ruled to be vexatious litigator and writing things that just are absolutely that the courts have independently said these folks shouldn't even be filing lawsuits. They're so bad.
All right. Well, I thank you for your concern.
You're welcome. And like I said, if you want to ask questions, I'm willing to do that on behalf of Mr. Kasaris. But again, the expectation is if you're gonna put anything in that paper on his behalf, you're gonna write, you're gonna put all the information there that he's provided.
Yeah. Can I ask? I'm checking through my archive submissions through my website. Can you resend whatever letter? Can you just send it directly to my email address?
I'll check that. My secretary sent it out for me.
Let me give you my an email address that in case whatever one you have isn't the right one.
Hey, hold on a second. Okay, go ahead.
BZ as boy zebra. BZ Douglas at protonmail.com.
protonmail.com.
That's correct.
And Douglas, one S or two S's?
One S. I am not an ass.
Okay. Okay. I will try to track that letter down that she had sent out. She's on long Thanksgiving week, so she had sent it out. She's been off all this week, so it would have gone out last week.
Yeah, because I didn't receive anything through my website, and I'll check through my junk mail to make sure it didn't get spammed.
It'd be from Tina Miller, Miller, at bsphlaw.com.
bsphlaw.com. Yeah, I'm searching all of my inboxes. I've never received anything from that.
Okay, let's see if I can find it. Search my there. All right, I will see if I can find a copy of the letter and I will send it to you.
All right.